Hi again. I was talking to a couple of people this week and we were on about perception, how you see the world, which is really important. How you see things actually changes things for you anyway. One of the stories that I always tell to people, I heard this ages ago and I do tell it to a lot of people, is about two brothers at their dad's funeral. One of them's an alcoholic and one of them's a teetotal. One of them's teetotal. And they're talking to each other and one brother says to the other one, "How come you're an alcoholic?" And he says, "Because Dad was an alcoholic." "How come you're teetotal?" And he says, "Because Dad was an alcoholic." So they've both been in the same situation, but the way they've looked at that situation and the way they've reacted to that situation is completely different. And as human beings, that's what we do. You know, any of us can be in a situation and we'll react to it differently. We'll see things differently, which is down to our perception. One of the simplest ways to change your perception, and there's nothing new here, is to give gratitude. When I'm doing online stuff with people, I get them to do a gratitude list every day. What are you grateful for? And one of the things that I found with this, when I do that, quite often it just turns into almost like a lip service with people. It's a bit like when you had to do lines at school. The teacher, if you got punished, "I must not do this, I must do this," whatever it was, 100 times. And it just becomes repetitive. And it's the same thing I've noticed with people when they're doing gratitude lists. But the thing that's missing is that if you're doing a gratitude list, or you're just saying it in your head, whatever it is, you don't have to write it out. It's probably better if you do write it out. Add feeling to it. So, if one of the things you're grateful for is your family, then how do you feel when you think about your family, when you think about your son, when you think about your daughter, your dad, your mum, your wife, your brother, your sister? How do you feel about them? Add a feeling to it. Are you proud? Do you love them? And how does that feel? How does it feel when you feel proud? How does it feel when you're loving? If you're grateful for getting up every day, how does that feel when you get up every day? What are you grateful for? When you look out the window, you see the sun, the birds, whatever it is, how does that feel? So add a feeling to it. If you're grateful for your job, how does it feel to be going to work and get paid every week or every month or whatever it is these days? I haven't had a job for a long time, so which is good and bad. But again, it's down to perception. I prefer to look at it most of the time as good. If I find myself dipping, it's because I've changed my perception and I've allowed some negativity to creep in. So, like I say, perception is absolutely massive. It can change your life. One of the simplest ways to change your perception is to think about gratitude, what you're grateful for. But don't just think about it. Add some emotion to it. Don't just make it repetitive. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that I got up this morning. I'm grateful that I'm earning some money. Add some feeling to it. I'm grateful for my family. I love my son. I love my daughter. I love my wife. They're fantastic. Can't believe how lucky I am to have them sometimes. I'm grateful that I can go out and earn money. I'm grateful that I'm so healthy. Add a bit of feeling to it, and then that will change everything. So that's the message for today. Work on perception, but add emotion to it, add feeling, and you'll see the changes. Thank you.